All right, let's call this meeting to order. An executive session was held in advance of this meeting to discuss personnel, contract, and other legal matters. If everybody could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, next is public comments. There's nobody in the public, so I'm thinking we're okay. And there's nothing on the sheet, so we can move on. All right, number 5, a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting from June 14th and the caucus meeting from August 2nd.
So moved.
Got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, is there any negative votes? Motion carries. Next is finance. We're going to move A through D.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All right, we got a first and a second. Dr. Rubis, you have a question?
Yeah, I need to abstain from 6C. Is that right? That's what I got on my paper, yeah.
90. Go ahead.
I also need to abstain from.
Oh, and check number, yes, 7815, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I need to abstain from check 7772.
I need to abstain from,
From a check. Oh,
check 7801.
anyone else? All right, is there any negative votes? All right, hearing none, motion carries. Number 7 is 403B vendor, motion to recommend the board remove Lincoln Financial as the approved 403 vendor and add American Fidelity as the approved 403B vendor.
So moved.
Second.
First and second, is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. 8 is third-party administrator, motion to recommend the board authorize and approve American Fidelity as the district third-party administrator for 403B.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second. Is there any discussion there? All right, hearing none, is there any negative votes? Motion carries. Number 9 is a motion to appoint Michelle B. Comp as the fund custodian for the 22-23 school fiduciary account for the elementary school.
So moved.
Second.
Got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, is there any negative votes? Motion carries. Next is the motion to recommend the board approve the 22-23 Royer bus driver list.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second. Is there any discussions? Is there any negative votes? Motion carries. Next is a motion to approve the use of an Act 80 day to account for hours lost as a result of the kindergarten split start dates on the 23rd and 24th.
So moved.
Second.
Got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next is a motion to approve an Act 80 day account for the hours lost for the commencement services being held the day before the last day of school on May 25th of 2023.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second, is there any discussion? All right, is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, next is a motion to approve the use of 2 early dismissals for the reason of curriculum planning and development on September 2nd and October 21st, January 13th, and March 24th.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, is there any negative votes? Motion carries. 14 is a motion to extend the recommended changes made on January 12th of 2021 to policy 429 for fringe benefits and substitute teachers through 2022 to 2023 school year in policy 429.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, is there any negative votes? Motion carries. All right, next is a motion to approve 2 additional days of paid time off for paraprofessionals.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Mr. Jones?
Is this for this year, or is this in perpetuity?
It's it's for this upcoming school year to start. So currently, they would, accordingly, they would have 3. This would give them an additional 2 to have 5 total.
Should we modify this to say for the 2022-2023 school year?
We could, or, oh, I'm sorry. I think your question is the question I should have answered. I apologize. I'm sorry. Yes, I would like to do it in perpetuity to move forward with adding these for the extended life of.
So it's not just this year, it's?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
Should we rephrase it? So is that a change?
All right, any other discussion?
For that position?
Yeah, they don't technically have a contract, correct? They have a handbook?
Correct.
So we don't need to change a contract per se, but we just need to agree that we're going to change the handbook
Yes, sir.
to give them a total of 5 every year from
Yep.
now moving forward.
Yes,
So
sir.
do we want to make that the motion? If that's the goal?
Go ahead.
Do we want to make that the motion then instead of, so that that's just done, so we don't have to do this every year?
We don't
That's
have
the-
to do this every year, as Wade just said.
Well, it
So I
doesn't-
think the question is to say, motion to amend the staff handbook in order to be able to add an additional 2 days. So adding that to the staff handbook would then add it to perpetuity to allow us to continue to do that. So certainly, I think we could amend the motion to include that, because I think that was our ultimate goal, is to extend this for our paraprofessionals who work extremely hard, to give them these 2 additional days to be able to use throughout the year as life happens.
I like that. I guess that was my point. If you're just
I will
reading
am-
this down the road.
I will
some-
amend my motion to include updating the handbook.
Jonathan? You seconded it, right?
Second.
Thank
Never
you.
mind.
Any other discussion? Are you okay with what they want? Okay. All right, is there any negative votes?
Sorry.
Hearing none, motion carries. All right. We're going to move 16. A through H.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I got a first and a second. Is there any discussions or questions?
Still trying to get to the end.
No problem. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next is to approve a partnership with Better health grant in the amount of $93,744 for social worker services for 2022-2023 school year.
So moved.
All right, I got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, we're going to try moving 18A through F.
So moved.
Second.
Got a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Is everyone good? Okay. Is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. 19 is a motion to approve Board Disciplinary Committee's recommendation for student 071805.
So moved.
Second.
First and a second, we can't have any discussion. Is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next is to approve the Board Disciplinary Committee's recommendation for student 032205. No discussion, so is there any negative votes? Oh, wait, I need a motion in a second, don't I?
So moved.
Second.
All right, and is there any, are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. 21 is a motion to approve Board Disciplinary Committee recommendation for student 102006.
So moved.
Second.
Got a first and a second. Is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Dr. Rubish.
Okay. Thank you. I'm probably going to take longer than the meeting has so far.
That's okay.
Okay. This is a big year for Cumberland Perry Career and Tech Center. We have to make a decision on expanding the building and the programs. Justin Bruin is having, I don't know how many, some of us down to the squeaky rail for breakfast on Thursday to talk about it, and I'm sure he'll be back here to talk to all of us at whole sometime. I'm going to get on the soapbox here and say that, share with you that when I go to these meetings monthly down there, there's some districts that never show up. They're never there, which I find shocking, lack of commitment, but that kind of shows where the commitment is to the Career and Technical Center. And when we go ahead to approve the expansion of the program, expansion of the building, they have to get it all 14 districts. If there's one dissenter, it doesn't go. So understandably, he's quite worried about that. And I went in and had spoke for the rest of you. I said, we're going to go for this. You can count on us at Susquenita before this. So, okay, on to my next one. Okay, on to Susquenita Blackhawk Foundation. We've been busy. We've been doing a lot of things here. We'll be giving out a goodie bags to the new teachers next Monday for an orientation. We have T-shirts to sell. Let me pull these out. Just got these the other day. You want to hold one up there, Tina? These are two of the four contest winners we had for the media in the fall. We'll be selling T-shirts. I'm not for sure the final color is going to be gray or not. There's some talk about that. But we got a pretty good deal going on them. And ask the principals here, how do you think it's best to get out the word to the staff? Should we put it in an email? Should we sign up at the desk if they want one? Or what would your suggestion be?
About the education.
Okay.
So you can buy one for each teacher.
We have to set that up yet. There's a lot of things we have to fill that out yet. Okay. That sound good? Okay. So we got that going on. And last, and certainly not least, Mrs. Comp, would you come over here, please?
It's about like flying high or something, but
I'm going to let you do the honors, and I'll warn you that I have not opened this. So I know
That's why he called you.
I know it's supposed to be in the box, but you know, there might be a picture of a
Mr. Rubish. In a bikini.
Maybe Quiggs is gonna pop out of there.
No, he's in Puerto Rico.
They're all waiting with such suspense.
Might be just his bikini though. Jesus.
Did we say sorry?
Pete. That's what was on the one shirt. Why don't you go hold one? I know you want to go over there. It's some kid's artwork. It's like a piece of sculpture.
These will be hanging up in the elementary school as part of the 60th year celebration. Yeah, how about we get a photo? Dr. Fox, let's get you up here. Yes. Okay.
Here, can you guys hold? Yep.
No, Dr. Fox, let's get you in the photo.
Stand in the front of us.
Right. Look at me. Take a sign. Yeah, there you go. Christine's like, I'm she's like, you didn't tell me how to take a photo.
All right. Okay. Okay.
They're very cool.
You know, they have the names of the students who did the photo.
I don't know, I don't.
Scott, your team will be getting a work order.
No, I don't.
I didn't get it back in the box. Am I taking these, Dr. Rubin?
You can take those, yes.
They only go in the box.
Let's, the poster of the baby in the bikini's down at the bottom is keeping it from coming out, yeah.
This is actually where the match is.
It's on you, Mr. Bard, it's on you.
Well, why don't you have some downtime, Mr. Barr? Maybe you can explain payroll taxes. Maybe you can explain how payroll taxes work.
That was magic.
Thank you.
15 words. Our controller told us once that he puts a number in the computer and tells us that was his. All right. Dr. Rubis, do you have anything else?
I think that's enough.
All right. Next is meetings. We have a caucus meeting on September 6th, and we have a regular board meeting on September 13th. Next is information. There's informational items that are in our packet. Go ahead and vote on that. Administrative reports, 26.
Thank you. This time of the year, certainly we couldn't be where we are at without our custodial summer team. The buildings, when you walk through the building, they look amazing. All buildings. The teamwork this year has been just incredible. They worked collaboratively. overcame obstacles to ensure and are ensuring that each school was provided and is provided the great attention that it deserves, with repairs, cleaning, moving rooms, sometimes moving rooms 3 times, cleaning out storage as well. So thank you. Thanks to our maintenance team, who continue to ensure that our grounds look immaculate. They tackle both the projects, both planned and unplanned, which happens a lot. They lining the fields, being flexible with that, and assisting with our rental property. So thank you, and thank you to the leadership of Mr. Howell and to all of the team for their continued summer work. And it seems like the summer gets shorter and shorter because the project list becomes greater and greater. Thanks to our support staff, because they continue to be our glue, from student registration to coordinating interviews to payroll, audit prep, taxes, meetings, and we thank you for all that you do. Thanks to our administrative team. Their continued work over the summer is outstanding. They assist with interviews, scheduling, developing the master schedule, oftentimes reworking it several times. They work to ensure that at day one, we are ready. The summer over the years has really turned into not a time off, but a time on, and a busy time for educators. Our first summer programs this year were a great success, with attendance at the STEAM Ahead session, and approximately 42% of our enrolled kindergartners attending the early bird experience. So thank you to Ms. Snyder for your leadership on these experiences and building these out for our students. We look forward to seeing our Blackhawks return to the nest on August 23rd, 2022. We cannot wait to see you. We hope that you share the excitement, and thank you for choosing Susquenita School District and us. We look forward to our continued partnership. At this time, let's turn it over to Ms. Snyder in Academic Operations. We need a mic.
All right, good evening, everyone. Just wanted to take a second and recognize our staff because we are getting geared up. Our new teachers are coming back this week on Thursday for 3 full days of agenda, just jam-packed agenda items. I talked about those last week, but we're really excited to have all of our new educators here with us. And then next week, on the 17th is our opening day for all staff. So we are super excited. I can't believe it's 2 weeks until the students are back. So we are geared up and ready to go. So can't wait to see everybody.
Good evening. So in terms of special education, it's been also a productive summer. We've had a lot of creation and just harnessing some resources and tools that's going to help support our teachers, which in turn helps support our students. We've had a few teachers put in a lot of extra time in terms of doing some program-specific trainings that are beyond, beyond their trade day even, which is really promising and encouraging, and some others that just help us with creating those tools and resources. So we appreciate those teachers putting in the extra time this summer. In terms of 504, we did send out a letter, and those should be received by families in the coming days with the mail, that the mask exemption only 504 service agreements will be terminated due to an absence of a federal, state, or local mask wearing mandate. They're not applicable at this point in time. If there are any questions from the families, they can certainly reach out to me, and I'd happy to talk about that. And if circumstances change in the future, it's easy to just contact us and we can reinitiate the process. But right now, it just is not really a point of discussion, I guess. And then in terms of gifted, there was another letter that went out for gifted, and that was as a result of some student feedback that we've received in terms of individualizing their schedules a little bit more, allowing for selection of certain elective classes that students were prevented from taking that align with their interests or strength areas. And we do apologize in the mistiming of some communication of that process of the workflow, but we are trying to continue to grow the gifted program, and that was just one piece that I guess got a little bit confused, so we do apologize for that piece. But overall, I think we're definitely ready for the new year. We're excited to welcome our newest team members in this department, and just look forward to seeing everyone in a couple weeks.
All right, from special education, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Bard. Business operations.
I'm not on the list, but I'll take it. I'll take my my shot here. So I appreciate the board approving the feasibility study. I was prepared to answer any questions as I took the microphone in anticipation of any questions, but there was none. So I appreciate the board in approving the roofing project as well as the feasibility study. To answer any, if you guys get any questions or comments regarding that, remember that we are not building any new buildings. It is just studying the feasibility of a lot of different things in the district. As Dr. Rubish had astutely pointed out during his presentation, the elementary school is 50 years old. And so that comes with a lot of different things that need to be studied. All of our buildings are over 50 years old, or some are 50 years old, some are younger than that, but they need to be studied for their structural integrity as well as what kind of improvements needed to be made to them. But also study the enrollment projections in the area, so we don't trust just numbers that we get from Harrisburg. It gives us numbers that we get from housing complexes and studies that are going on in across the municipalities that feed into the Susquenita School District. So I think it's a more important, it's very, very important to have that. The district will have three options when the feasibility study is completed. It will be they could disregard the feasibility study completely. They could adopt the feasibility study and its recommendations, which would mean most likely a building project, which does not mean building new buildings. It could mean renovating your 3 buildings and your facilities. Or they could postpone any decisions on that to a later date while they continue to study and get what they call a second opinion and adopt the second feasibility study and have another architect take a deeper look at some other opportunities. Crabtree-Rohrbach has a long-standing history with the district, and that's kind of why the fee study was so much cheaper than the other ones, because of the fact, as a matter of fact, they actually have hand drawings of one of the buildings here. I think the middle school, actually, to be honest with you. Mr. Howell could confirm that because of the fact that I think they actually designed the middle school. So this is even before they had the computer drawings. I think they actually have the hand drawings of the building. So they have a very intricate knowledge of how these buildings and the systems are designed, and so that should give them a head start on studying it and giving us some good feedback as to where to go. But there's no hurry or anything of that nature, and the market is still even with rising interest rates, the market is still flush with is still in a good spot to borrow, and with your debt service payment at around $2.4 million, the district is still in a good spot where they can borrow a pretty substantial sum of money and not affect the district's bottom line moving forward. So at this point, I think this is a good spot to begin. The couple things I want to mention. Please apply for free or reduced lunch. Just remember that the district lunch meals are going back to the previous system that it was under 2019-2020. The meal prices have not changed, but the lunch application is on our website, and will be sent out by the district, by each individual school in their newsletters. So please fill out the free and reduced lunch application. Even if you don't think you qualify, the worst you could do is be rejected for whatever reason. So please fill it out, though, so that it can help your family out in those times of need that you may encounter. But we are going back to the paid, reduced, and free meal system that was in place during in the 2019-2020 school year, which was the last school year that we operated under normal meal circumstances. So I ask for that. And tomorrow we will be having the transportation department will have their bid meeting, where Roar will be in this room, where they will bid on their bus routes, and our administration team will have the opportunity to talk to the bus drivers and give them kind of a pep talk and and get to meet our new administrative team, the shifting around a little bit of responsibilities, and also get to meet me as well, and get to get their new bus assignments and move forward from there. So, and I also want to echo Dr. Fox's sentiments with how productive the summer has been, and how everyone has really stepped up to the plate and made the summer a very successful one so far. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Bard. We're going to hand over to Mr. Howell, Buildings and Grounds.
Thank you. Excuse me. Yeah, I got to give all credit to my staff, maintenance and custodial staff. Being shorthanded this summer, they stepped up to the plate. They got everything done. Your buildings will be ready on August 23rd. Had a meeting with the folks this morning. These buildings are ready to go. So they will be turned over to you guys. We are in need of lots of help for custodial staff. It's going to be a rough go here at the beginning of the school year. We're going to work around it, see what we can do. Any of the aides or anybody that needs any jobs or anything, a little extra time in the evenings, please touch base with Morgan Miller. So I personally want to thank the administration staff for all the support they gave me this summer. Just everything coming at me at one time. Everybody understood, hey, you got to just step back and wait. Everybody's very supportive, so I want to thank them, and kudos again to my staff. They definitely busted butt. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howell, and thank you once again to the custodial and maintenance team. And again, anybody out there listening, please, if you want a couple hours, multiple hours, a lot of hours, we have an opportunity, certainly to work on a really great team to do a really essential skill and a really essential part of our operations here in order to be able to safeguard for our students. So please, if you're interested, contact Mrs. Miller or contact any of us, and we'll connect you. All right, without further ado, our new elementary principal, Mrs. Comp.
Well, I have to start with thank you on behalf of Mr. Fertelka and myself. Thank you for entrusting us with the elementary school. We are thrilled for this opportunity to work alongside our families, our community, our students, and just for the bright things ahead for Susquenita Elementary School. We have been very busy getting to know each other, getting to know things we never knew about the elementary school, and planning for a really fun year. So our PTO course is already got their schedule packed full of fun events for our family. Along with that, we are ready for our 50th birthday party of Susquenita Elementary School, where we will be having a special guest musician come in and perform for the school and to do a concert on the lawn. And our title team is working hard on planning some family events where we will have some books going out to families, looking at our One School, One Book initiative that we've done in the past. We've already started talking about all of those great things. On top of that, we are welcoming a slew of brand new teachers that are fresh, excited, and ready to join our team, and we can't wait to meet them and spend some time with them here the next couple days. Our building is looking fantastic. Our floors look like you're walking on water. It's pretty cool when you walk in our entranceways. Mr. Howell has also spent a lot of time with his team just checking our building for safety and security, which is really important to us going into the new school year. We've also had a lot of fun, as Dr. Fox said, with our new and incoming kindergartners joining us for early birds this week and last week. I get to read to some of them tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to that opportunity. And because we didn't have a July meeting, I have to mention SOAR and that program that's been up and running for a while, but the 3 weeks that our students came to have those opportunities for academic success and growth over the summer was really beneficial, and I only heard wonderful things about that. So again, I'm sure I've missed something. I look forward to working with you all, but we are gearing up for a fantastic year at the elementary school.
Thank you, Mrs. Comp. A hand off to Mr. Ward, Middle School.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. Good evening, everybody. At the beginning of every school year, it's really, really exciting to welcome some new staff members. I'd like to introduce our new staff members here at the middle school. Would be Andrew Rissinger. He's coming from the Dalmatia area. He's going to be teaching 8th grade math with us. Second, we got Michaela Rickugler. She is coming from the Lancaster area, and she's going to be teaching 8th grade science with us. Sarah Campbell is moving from the elementary school and joining us at the middle school this year. And Jillian Wenzel is joining us from the high school as a learning support teacher, and we're really excited to work with them. For the teachers that we lost this year, they're just taking a different path, and we want to thank them for everything they've done for us here over the past few years. 5th grade orientation, that's coming up next week, August 18th. We are holding that from 5:40 to 7:10. Parents and students will be able to come in and meet the teachers and work through a scavenger hunt. Parents will also be able to sign up for teacher conferences, and we also want to let the other students that are new to the building in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade know that they're more than welcome to join us that night as well. Back to school night is going to be September 7th. We're going to have more information we're going to blast out here shortly. We asked the community, any organizations from the school community that would like to set up a table or back to school night, either contact myself or Mr. Black. Last week we sent out schedules. They can be found in Power School. I think it's important to note that we are not sending schedules home this year, so make sure you're checking Power School for your schedules. We will have schedules, however, for students the first day of school. PBIS team, they worked really hard this summer to get ready. We are implementing that this year at the middle school. For those of you that don't know what that means, it's positive behavioral interventions and supports. Basically what this means is that we use data systems and practices to change the culture at Susquenita Middle School and make sure that all students succeed. When students demonstrate the appropriate behaviors in each school setting, they could be rewarded for their behaviors. Lastly, and I know it's been said a few times here tonight, but we just want to thank our hardworking custodians and the maintenance personnel and all the hard work they've done here at the middle school. The school looks absolutely fabulous from top to bottom, and I just want to say thank you to them. We also have got quite a few cyber school students back to the building, some from our Blackhawk Academy, but most importantly, the ones coming from the outside cyber schools. And I want to encourage anybody that hears this and has a student in an outside cyber school, please talk to us. Please come to us. Please meet with myself or Mr. Black, and let us talk to you about all the great opportunities that we have at the middle school. We'd love to see you come back to the building. And to all the students, we look forward to seeing you back here on August 23rd. Really excited.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ward. Handing over to Mr. Fortelka for his last presentation as high school, but we'll still rely on his expertise as he goes over to partner with Mrs. Comp in the elementary school. But here you go, Mr. Fortelka, high school.
Good evening, everybody. Just wanted to echo, first off, what everyone has said about the custodial and maintenance staff. I think at the high school, Team Howell has been a great team, and everything looks great. Everyone said that already, but thanks, Scott, I appreciate it. I also wanted to reach out and say what a great job that our student custodians have done this summer. They've put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. I've seen them pretty much on every floor and every classroom throughout the summer. So I look forward to seeing that grow. I think that this was kind of a pilot, and I think it was a huge success. So looking forward to seeing that potentially expand in the future. Like Mr. Ward said, schedules did go out and have access for both students and parents at the end of last week. Counselors are still working on some of the senior schedules, but the vast majority of the schedules are complete. And if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out either to the counseling department or myself. A number of families have reached out about coming and taking tours. We do have a couple informal open house days. The first is Friday, August 12th from 9 to 3. The next is Monday, August 15th from 2 to 6 p.m. And the last is Tuesday, August 16th, 10 to 2:30. So that's just giving students an opportunity to, if they're freshmen, walk the school, just get a feel for it, or actually follow their schedule. And obviously, Mr. Funker, I'll be there to answer any questions or attend a tour if anyone wants a one-on-one guide. We also tried something new last year for our first day. We challenged the teachers to go beyond just rules and syllabi and really come up with an engaging day where students could really start off on a good note. And we're looking forward to doing that again this year. It was a huge success last year, and teachers really went above and beyond to really set the tone. And that really did set the tone for the year. Kind of switching gears here, so heat acclimation for football did begin this week. I've spoken with a lot of football players. They're very excited, a little anxious, but very excited to see the progress that's going on outside. Obviously, last year was an excellent year, so we're looking forward to another great football season this year. With that, band camp has also been in full swing for the last 2 weeks. I've seen Mr. C and his group a number of places around campus. They always do a great job, so really looking forward to seeing their field performances this fall. Just a quick shout out, we did quite a bit of hiring this summer. I think we're bringing in a lot of really good energy, a lot of really good people, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them integrate not just in the high school community, but in the greater Susquenita learning community. And just to end on a quick positive note, my youngest daughter actually took her first steps as I was walking out the door today. I'm not sure how to interpret it because she was walking away from me, but it was still an exciting event for me. Soon enough.
Well, outstanding. Congratulations. Now she'll just be keeping going, and trying to keep up with her will be a challenge. And we'll end with technology. Mrs. Montosh, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. First, I would like to thank the technology department for making sure that all of our services, technology, computers, everything is ready to go and are ready for the beginning of the school year. So thank you to them. We did have a Susquenita Blackhawk Academy picnic last week. Maybe it was 2 weeks. It kind of all runs together. But it was attended by a few families. Accelerate Ed provided the food for the families, so it was no cost to the district. While we didn't have as many people attend, I do think that the picnic was a success, and we're looking forward to doing it again. And like Mr. Ward said, if there's any families out there that are attending an outside cyber school, please reach out to me or the building principals, and we can give you information about our academy. Returning student form for InfoSnap, the returning student form every year. Families have to fill out a returning student form, so we have up-to-date information in PowerSchool for all families. If you have not filled that out yet, please make sure you're filling that out as soon as possible. We want to make sure we have contact information for each child and that it's up to date. You should have received an email. If you haven't received it or you lost it, please email the help desk and we can get that information for you. Same for PowerSchool access. As the principal said, the schedules are on PowerSchool, so if any family does not know how to access PowerSchool, please reach out to the help desk and we can help you with that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Matosh, and thank you, administrators, for your reports.
All right, at this time, is there any board members that wish to have any reports or comments? All right, hearing none, is there any public comments? Nobody snuck in while we're having our meeting? All right, next I'm looking for a motion to adjourn with a short executive session with no voting to happen afterward.
So moved.
Second.
Any